Yes, we have discussed about the tools, right? Whatever the tools in that SnapLogic level that we have discussed, as well as the Snaps pipelines, as well as the
Yes.
admin level access what we are providing, the dashboard level. So
Yes.
this is what we have got yesterday.
Right, Prabhakar. Thank you. So what we have initially, okay, and in the UI components, the three main components: designer, dashboard, and monitor. All three we discussed. Each and every option over there, how to use copy, how to use delete, versioning, everything, compare, notes, print, everything. Right. So today we'll focus fully from today on the development canvas. Okay. We'll start with the understanding the snap options, followed by simple use cases. Okay, we'll try with small use cases first. Let me start with one. Okay, shared weather unit conversion. Okay, I'm creating a pipeline. Okay, demo one. It'll be under shared. Okay, I think now you know how to create a pipeline in this UI. It is just a click button here, the plus icon. Okay, I want to show you the snap options. We'll begin with snap options first. What is the common configuration of all the snaps? We'll begin with them. Let me open any. Okay, let's see this one in the sample pipeline. Let's open any one. Okay, any snap tab. Okay, any snap has at least three tabs. Okay, settings, which is common, views, which is common, and info, which is informative about the snap. These three tabs are common to all the snaps. Okay, and then we have some snaps where they connect to external endpoints. We will have account tab as well. Yeah, right. Settings, account, views, and info. So what is mean by settings? All the snap related, all snap options are here. Everything that we configure in a snap is in the settings. Here, this is a JSON generator. This is a simple snap. We need to provide JSON data. It gives the output as JSON parsed. The parsed JSON. Let me take a copy. I'll validate. Looks like we still have the node issue. So we have kind of a permissions issue to validate this. So I'm moving it to shared folder. All right. This is our data. Message hello world num is 1. This is the output preview, which will we be seeing only in the validation mode. When we click validate, it shows the output data in the output view. When we run it, we do not see anything. Okay, we will see the statistics only. We cannot see the data in execution. And let's know about snap options. Okay, when you right click here on any snap, you'll see edit, which is equal to the double click or single click of it here. And the next, delete. If I want to delete the snap, delete it. We can do Control Z, it appears again. And to save it, we can do Control S, that's a shortcut, or we can click on this. And same way, we can disable the snap, which means if I disable the snap, all the connected, which means from here till here, pipeline will be fully disabled. Because if this snap is disabled, this will not pass data, any data, to the downstream snaps, which means logically they are also disabled. You can see all show like disabled. If I disconnect, let's say I disconnect here. Now this shows first two are disabled and the next two are processed. There's no data right now, so they're processed with 0 records. All right. So when we connect the snap to the new snap, okay, I just opened. We need to connect the snap here this way. When we connect from these views, okay, mostly it will be auto connected this way. And the circle, if you see the dark circle, it means these two snaps are connected. And to unconnect or disconnect, here we can just click and move it. If it is connected, we'll be able to move all the connected snaps together. You can see if we click, hold and move, all the connected snaps will be moved. Okay, and on the views, okay, the setting tabs are common to all the snaps. We will go and detail each common snaps, okay, each and every configuration of all the common snaps. And when we discuss about views, okay, in views, you might have observed we have two types of views, right? We can see here, these two snaps are connected with the circle, and here we can see diamond shape. This means the data that flows to, since SnapLogic is JSON document processing system, data that we receive or we fetch from the source system should be formatted to a JSON data format and then processed in SnapLogic pipeline. Then based on our needs, we will convert it to the necessary or the required target data format. Right now, we have JSON data. We are converting it to CSV. And when it is converted to a binary from a document format, we will have this type of view. I will preview that. Let's see, we have two fields. I will map both of them. Save and validate. Yes. Here we have JSON data. Right? Preview type, sometimes we can see in the form of table also if it is structured data. And JSON, we mostly see the JSON preview. This is a JSON formatted data. And we can also see raw, which means this way, just in a plain text format. Here we will see parsed JSON. We see the same output preview in JSON generated output, which is document based. Again, here we click next, mapper output. We don't need to go and close and open the next preview. We can use arrow buttons as well. Okay, let's look at mapper output preview. It is the same. Message hello world. Then let's look at CSV formatter output. It shows as file, right? If I click preview, we can see it is CSV formatted perfectly. We can download this data if you want as a file. And we can see here as well the content type text.csv, character set UDF-8. And we can write this to a file test.json. Right now it is not written. We will write it. Okay. The next snap options. Now let's look at all the snap's common options, right? Snap options are common. Snap tabs are common. We discussed, except the account. Account is available only to some snaps where the snap connects to external endpoints. We need to provide authentication. Okay, and snap execution. This means, do we need to process the data in validation mode, or it should be our execution mode? If I key execute only and validate the pipeline, this does not process any data. You can see just completed, no preview. You can see it is execute only, which means this works only in execution mode. I'll execute the pipeline. When it turns green, all the snaps turn green, which means they are completed without any errors. We can see in the, when you hover the cursor, you can see output 1 and mapper. Input 1, it received input 1 from JSON generator and output produced one document to CSV formatter. And CSV formatter received one record from mapper and output view 1. This is in the form of file, so it shows the size of that file as well. This is of 31 bytes. And file writer received this 31 bytes data from CSV formatter, and there is no output view opened. The output view is closed. We don't have it opened. Now let's see the file is created or not. So now where do we find the file? I've just given the name of the file. I did not specify any location where to create it. Any guess?
It will store in SLD.
Sorry?
It will store in SLD.
Yes, but which folder? Can you guide me here? Let me open.
In manager folder it will store.
Yes, you're right. In this folder, which means where the pipeline is present. If I do not specify any path here, where the pipeline is present. Right now it's in the root share. So let's go there and see root share. Here is the file. We can just preview the file. We have the data converted to CSV. All right. So that's the difference between execution and validation. And if I disable the snap, I can disable from here as well. nothing works. If I run or validate, it doesn't show any processing data. Everything is disabled. Okay. Now let's see about views. Okay. You might have observed here, we have output view for this and input and output view for this mapper, and both views for CSV as well, but no output for file writer. So why do we have to do it? Every snap has views, okay? Input and output views. Every snap has. And when do we use both, right? For some snaps, input is not mandatory. For example, the JSON generator. It does not need an input, right? If we want, we can have. We can see input data minimum 0. So it is not necessarily to have an input view because it can produce the data without receiving from any upstream. It can produce data. Here we just provide some data and it shows in the output view. If I add just plus, I cannot add one anymore. Only one output view here. Output view is opened. But I'm not using this input view. So I will close it. I'm not passing data to it to JSON generator from anywhere. I have hard-coded data. So I will close this. Okay. Same way we have output view, minimum 1, maximum 1. This needs an output view to pass data to the downstream snaps, to connect to downstream snaps. So it is mandatory that we need an output view for this to pass on the data. So we must have one output view open. You can see minimum 1, maximum 1, and I cannot delete this. The snap needs to have at least one output view. All right. So same way, each snap has input views and output views, and based on its function, we need to configure or enable or disable the input views and output views. Let's look at the next mapper snap. Here we have input minimum 0 for this snap as well. If we give some data here, some static data here, we don't have to open the input view. This does not need to get input data from any other snap. If I give hardcode data like name user1, if I have hardcode data this way, I do not need any input view. Since in this use case, we are using message and number from the previous snap. So this has to take data fields from previous snap. So we have the input view open. I've added another field as well here and validate. We can see new field appears. Name user1. All right, then let's know about CSV views. Here we need one. CSV formatter takes data from input view, input snap, and process it, converts it to a JSON format, then produce the output to the downstream snap this way. So this requires both an input view and output view. We cannot add any more, or we cannot remove any view. Okay, and there are a couple of snaps, not so many. Mapper snap has a special functionality, like a feature. We can change the output view from input to from document or binary. So we very rarely use it. We may not use mapper to process document binary data. We always use it for document data. If I change to binary, input view will be changed to binary. So this expects binary data. We cannot connect JSON generator here. This cannot be connected. So only the same output and same input view, same document will be connected. Document cannot be connected to binary view, or binary cannot be connected to document view. Here if I try to connect file writer, which has binary input, I cannot connect document output there. This won't be connected. This requires only binary input, and this requires only binary output, document output. Okay, anyway, we rarely use it for mapper or any snap. We rarely use binary, or we can say document. I just switched document input and binary output. We use it in very rare scenarios. Are you following me? Feel free to ask questions, or if I'm moving fast.
Hi, Sunil. Can you please explain about the pass-through and null safe access which we use here?
Yes, yeah, we will go. Okay, let me finish. I'll come back to that. Thanks for asking that. Here, the mapper. Okay, so let me give a brief understanding about all the snaps. Then I'll explain each and every transform. Okay, to answer your question straightly, pass-through means this is common to many snaps, but not all. Okay, many snaps have this button, which means along with the transformed data, okay, or the processed data, whatever this snap processed the data, along with that, I want the input of this to be passed to output view as it is without any change. In that case, we will enable pass-through. So here we have MSG. Okay, let me do like in the input view. Let's see the input. In the input data, we have message and number, but we mapped only message and the hard code value username, right? I want, along with the transformed or the mapped data here, I want the input data as it is, okay, without any change. Then I enable pass through. Let's see how it does. In the output, you see the name as well, sorry, number as well. Number. But we did not map it, right? We did not map the number, but we received it as it is from the input. Right? This is about pass-through, and in mapper snap we receive as it is, but in other snaps like database snaps and file snaps, we receive in another object called original. Here it is direct way. We will have an object called original, which means the input data to that snap. It passes along with the output of that snap. Along with that, it will give an original in the form of original object. We will see the input data here. We'll see that when we work on other use cases. Okay, and the next null safe access. This is common to many snaps, same like pass through. This is common to many mapping where we do mappings. Okay, we will have this option. So when do we use it? Let's say I have a field, okay, number, but we don't have a field number. But I expect in the input data, few records have this field called number, but few records have field and just num. In this case, I want to keep nulls, right? Instead of, if I run this now, pipeline fails. I mean, the snap fails. You can see snap fails saying the input is not found. Number is undefined. Perhaps you means num. I don't want num. I want number, dollar number. In that case, I want to have null. Instead of failing the snap, I would like to let null appear here. Now you see null. In the preview, we can see null. If I uncheck it and try to validate preview, number is undefined. Okay, so you got the difference, Supriya?
Yes, Sunil. Yes, Sunil.
All right,
Thank
fine.
you.
So
Yeah,
Sunil, so null safe is right. Just we are handling the null. So pass through is whatever the value whichever defined that will accept as that value. Is this
yes, and to rephrase that, null safe access is to keep null value where the field is not present. Okay, instead of failing the snap, I don't want to fail it. I want to null in number. It's okay to appear the null where we don't have this input field in some of the records. I like to keep null value there. So if I keep null value, we will see it won't fail now. We can see number is null. Okay. Did I make it
okay?
clear?
So yes.
All right. Since I started showing a snap configurations, okay, here you may have observed, right? When we just type an expression, you see the preview, right? Live preview. This is the best feature in a middleware platform, in a middleware tool, which is not available any other middleware, only in SnapLogic. This makes SnapLogic very unique. Live validation is not available. I have never seen any other middleware. Okay, as we type, okay, it starts the preview, live expression validation. You see the live. We do not have to validate or run a pipeline to see the output of the expression that you do. Let's say 1 equal to 1. It gives instantly, it gives true or false. Right? This is live validation. And it shows the preview here. Before we go to output view, which is for all, we can see the preview here. All right. Fine. Let's get to know about all the snaps. I'm creating another pipeline called demo2 in the same root share. Where is it?